Free Joe's Driveway. Free Joe's Driveway. Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Friday, July 17th, 2015 at just about noon, actually. I just had to do a little camera maintenance. Apparently, a couple of things got switched and reset on this thing without my realizing it after I'd been carrying it around in my pocket rather vigorously the other day. So watch all those little tiny switches on your cameras. Now yesterday, of course, for those who follow me, my attorney and the appraiser came out. And not just the attorney and the appraiser brought out his son, who was an attorney, and the appraiser brought out two of his assistants. One was an Ohio State student who's an intern with his firm this summer, and then an actual assistant who's learning to do the appraisal game, who in his past incarnation had worked for the Ohio Department of Transportation, so he knows all their dirty little secrets and techniques and how they try to obfuscate things and so forth. So the five of us had quite a pleasant encounter for about an hour and a half. They came out at 3:30. It's quite a caravan coming up the driveway, and it was fun to watch them figure out how to turn in and find the place. My appraiser, well, he had found the place and had slowed down and stopped and was getting ready to turn, but some jerk came up behind him and just laid on the horn, because I guess he didn't like him stopping in the middle of the road with his turn signal on. Charming. Life in southern Orange Township in southern Delaware County, Ohio. That's the mentality of a lot of people up here, unfortunately. Here I am, though. I'm back here in the Island of Peace, and in the Cathedral of Tree porch here on the back deck. Cathedral of Trees. We're going to get a line of storms come through here presently in about 5 minutes, I dare say, according to the radar. So anyway, these guys walked around the house and took pictures of everything inside the house. I wonder how they liked that picture of me with my shirt off, being exuberant in Paul's bathroom, or the picture of the anesthesiologist with a haiku about doing a rectal exam, or the old Economist board game thing that they put out in their Christmas issue here about 7 years ago. Well, about 7 years ago now, because they put it out the year of the financial crisis there, I think in 2008. Or the stuff I have hanging on my wall in my bathroom. Wonder how they like my dirty jockstrap hanging from the towel rack. Oh well. They took pictures of all the rooms. They took pictures of my office, or my orifice, as I like to call it. The north bedroom, where I keep all my slides and photographs and things. Yeah, of course, the common living areas, and the basement, and the garage. They got to see the wallboard, the drywall that had fallen down off the ceiling of the garage. All the things you guys have seen. And so then we walked up to the corner house, and along the wayside discussed the various survey stakes and so forth. I mean, everybody, you know, it was a very informative time. It really was. I mean, you know. Now, Mr. Attorney had been out here before on his own one Sunday, but he didn't have proper shoes on to walk around. My appraiser, while he was familiar with the area, hadn't been on this specific parcel before. So he, you know, scanned the skies, pointed out the sticks, talked about, you know, I pointed out where all the easements were, because I know where all the easements are, and I was able to show them where, in reality, all the, you know, on the plans, you know, this is going to be the line here, and so forth. It's always good to see this stuff sort of in the raw, so to speak. Then we went into the, then we walked around the corner house, and then I said, well, they really wanted to go in. I said, well, you know, I think that's a big bunch of poison ivy over that back door. Turns out it's not, it was just a wild grapevine. So we went into the corner house, and, you know, they looked, interestingly, they didn't go into the basement in the corner house. I couldn't give away that couch that's still in there. I said, free to a good home. I almost told the guy that's an Ohio State student, I said, you guys can stick it out on your porch roof there, you know, at your apartment house. That was always fun, these guys would get up on their couches in the University District, you know, they'd put their couch out on the roof over the front porch and sit out there, drink beer. Some of the tighter behind-hold people in the city disapproved of that. Well, it's not their front porch. Maybe they just want to be offered a beer. Well, let's see. Well, that was fine. That was, I think that was a very good encounter, and we made some decisions about how, well, of course, not so much how what my appraiser's testimony is going to be, because he's an independent appraiser. He hasn't done his appraisal yet, and nor has he seen the state's appraisal. He's not seen their documents. So, you know, he's operating just from, I came out, I saw this, here's what I think. And that's what you want. That's the basis that you should have, you know, competing testimony on the basis of all that. So that's good. And I was glad to see my attorney's son, who's, again, like I said, an attorney, but he's kind of learning the eminent domain, and so things are moving along. But I think when all's said and done, it's going to take at least between 6 and 9 months for this to all play out. As it turns out, even though the deeds have not been signed, or, you know, even though there's not been a final determination as, you know, and here, sign this deed, since I have the money in hand, I no longer own the place. I'm shed of that joint up there now. So I'm going to be contacting the water company and the electric company to, you know, stop billing me for stuff up there, because I don't own it. So I'm not going to pay for it. That's pure and simple on that one. Well, I hear the thunder in the distance. So let's just move on in here for a moment. I suppose I could turn on some light. As I said, I started reading it last night, and it's she wrote this book before she wrote To Kill a Mockingbird. This was her first novel. It's a sequel to To Kill a Mockingbird, but she wrote it before To Kill a Mockingbird. And it's got the same characters in it and a couple of ones that weren't in To Kill a Mockingbird. I think I'm about halfway through it. I think I get the sense that she started this out originally as a fairly long short story. I hate the term novella, so I'm not going to use it. A fairly long short story. And then as it got reworked, it turned into this novel. Because there are parts of it that are very noveloid, if you will, with extended descriptions and sort of development. And then there's some of it that's very much just like, a brief here, this, like you'd get in a short story. I've never been a fan of the short story format myself. I know, it's an American invention, we're supposed to like it. I don't like it. First of all, I think it's more difficult to write a good short story than a novel. That doesn't mean that's not why I don't like it, it's just I don't like it. I'm fairly familiar with the American South, but she has some things in there that I had to sort of ponder on for a while. But that's part of the fun, actually. So I'm glad I got it. Wasn't bad. I think it was only $13.50. So. I doubt anybody's going to make a movie of this one. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? I mean, shit. People go watch anything at movies now. Look at what they ought to do is they ought to do some sort of computer digitized, generated video game thing of this. I bet it would sell millions. Market it to the over 60 crowd that remember, that read. Well, hell, almost every American high school student in the United States has read To Kill a Mockingbird. Think of I'm sure the financial guys out in Los Angeles are going nuts, and New York are going nuts about this right now, despite the fact that it's not, up to the standard of, well, no, it's a first work. It's not, of course, up to the standard of what she wrote afterwards and got published for the first time. Well, and until now only time. Well, there, okay. Legal criticism and literary criticism all rolled up into, oh hell, I don't know, however long it's been. So, on that note, I'll say bye-bye YouTubers as the thunder rolls in. Okay.